Mindscreed. We're here.
Alright, well guys, welcome to mindscreed. Today we're joined by the artist, the business lady, the one and only Verna. How are you doing, Verna?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
No problem. I didn't catch the beginning of your conversation before. I guess you were talking about what you do.
Well, kind of. Yeah, I do multiple things. So I'm a chef and front of house, like cafe supervisor in a vegetarian vegan cafe in Nottingham. And then I'm also a pet sitter and look after other people's pets. But in the conversation that as well as my art and doing my artwork and selling it on stalls and online and doing exhibitions. But we were just talking about the fact that I'd adopted one of my pet sitting clients because she basically she was troubled in her previous home, and then when I took her on, she just took a bonding to me, and they ended up asking me to keep her full time. So
she liked you more than her original owners.
Yeah, basically. But they had two small children, and they both worked, so they basically out the house, and they couldn't give her enough mental and physical stimulation, basically. So they didn't have the best connection.
All right, yeah. Still, you've got. I imagine you're fairly busy. You have three jobs basically.
Yeah, basically, two businesses and one job is how I see it, because the pet sitting and the art are both things that I do self-employed. So yeah,
the art business,
they are still jobs, I suppose, but it's my own business, so my own job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the cafe is really good. Say again.
Yeah, the cafe thing as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I work at the cafe part time, so I just do that 3 days a week. But it's really good. It's called the Crocus Cafe in Nottingham, and we do predominantly vegan food. We do a couple of veggie options, but majority of the menu we're 75% vegan. And when we do themed evening nights with different cuisines, the whole menu is vegan. So our evenings are 100% vegan.
I'm guessing you're vegan as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was brought up vegetarian, and I've been vegan for 7 years now.
Jeez.
Oh.
That's some time, that is.
Yeah.
Some time. Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, so never animals, and always view them as friends, not food. So when I was at uni, I started doing my artwork. I've always drawn animals and stuff, but my artwork kind of was developing, and my tutor was like, "Oh, you should do projects about what you're most passionate about." So I was like, "Well, I'm most passionate about the fact that everyone growing up as a vegetarian with being the only vegetarian in school and stuff like that. I was kind of always seen as the weird vegetarian kid. So I was I wanna show people that I'm not the weird one, basically. Was how it started. But then I developed as I was researching into the animal agriculture industry for my artwork. I then found out how horrific the dairy industry is and the egg industry. So very quickly, almost immediately turned vegan. food.
Wait, what was it that you found out?
Well, with the dairy industry, it was that the cows have to be mothers to produce milk. So like they enforcibly impregnate like female cows to make them pregnant over and over again to take their babies away from them. And if they're baby boy cows, then they go to the veal industry. So they like live a very short life in a crate and then are killed. And if they're girls, then they live like the same horrific life as their mothers and like get put into the dairy industry. And then cow natural lifespan is 25 years, and in the dairy industry they're considered spent at the age of 5, so they still go to slaughter, they're still killed, and by paying for dairy you're still paying for animals to be killed and like to live a life of suffering. So because I was vegetarian for ethical reasons, that really didn't sit well like with me. And the egg industry is like similar in the way they have genetically modified the chickens so that they lay like 300 eggs a year when they naturally would lay like 12. It puts a lot of pressure on the like hens' bodies, and like free range isn't actually like
Free?
yeah, they're not, you know. They're still in like not very good conditions, and like can be in sheds of up to like 12,000 chickens in one shed and climbing over each other. They're still deep beaked, like without any anaesthetic, and have the ends of their beaks chopped off, like, so yeah. And the baby boy chicks as well in the egg industry, the baby boys also are killed like pretty much immediately because they're worthless to the egg industry, like, so they're either gassed or like in a massive chick blender basically. So it's like, yeah, like a lot of chicks and a lot like, it's all the baby boys, like on the baby boy cows and the baby boy chicks, but then, you know, the girls also, you know, whether it's better, like, I don't know, neither's good, is it? Live a life of suffering or die immediately. Either way, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. I suppose that people, well, I'm not vegetarian or vegan. I did do it for a couple of years. Yeah, like, as you were talking right now, I feel guilty about the... Actually, no, the one thing that I find weird is, like, why do we drink milk, for example? Like humans are the only...
because like humans are like the only species to drink another species' milk, isn't it? Like,
that's
it'd be weird if we drank like dog's milk, like that'd be weird. But that's the thing, I saw this video once and it was like a campaign like to try and show people that, and basically they gave people they were like, this is a new brand of milk that we're doing, like try it, like tell us what you think. They were like, oh yeah, it's great, like tastes sweet, la la la. Then afterwards they were like, that was dog milk that you just drank. Yeah, like people were like, oh my god, like outrage. And like then they showed this picture of like a dog with like really swelled up like boobs, and like, and they were like, don't use that as your like advertising, like people won't buy it. But that's the thing, like, yeah, like if you wouldn't drink directly from a cow's udder, then why would you drink it from a bottle? Like, it's just that we're disconnected, isn't it?
That's probably how like the first person who ever drank the milk discovered that it was drinkable. Actually,
yeah.
there must have been that one guy who was like, I wonder if...
Why is he doing that?
Well, I guess in times of desperation and things like that, well, that's the thing, because people always say to me, like, well, what if you were on a desert island, like, then what? And it's like, well, yeah, in times of survival, like, instinct is for, like, humans may do that. Like, I personally wouldn't, because if there was a cow on the island, then that would mean that there was vegetation for the cow to be living off. So I would find that vegetation and eat the plants rather than the animal. But yeah, like, we're not living on a desert island, or in terms of survival in the Western world. Like, there's so many vegan options now. Like, there's so many different plant milks. Like, there's oat milk, rice milk, hemp milk, like soya milk, all the nut milks, like almond milk, cashews, you know. So yeah, it's weird. Like, there's loads of options, and I think more and more people are waking up to the fact that it's just like we've been conditioned to believe that it's normal, but when you actually really think about it.
Yeah, I suppose, but it is difficult for people who have like never been vegetarian, for example. Like for you, you're coming from a unique position because you were raised vegetarian and then you became vegan, right?
Yeah.
Or are you some? Oh yeah. But some people like to come off from like eating meats, like they love their chicken. I don't know, chicken. They love their meats, all that, and like to switch. It's a difficult switch, isn't it?
Yeah, like, it can be a slow transition. Like, my best friend Katie, like, when I first met her, she was like, you know, I'm from Lincoln, like, I eat lamb's tongue and shit, like, you'll never change me, like, and now she's like the veganest vegan, like, there is. Like, she makes vegan cakes and sells them, and like, we both do activism with a group called Anonymous for the Voiceless. So you can, like, we go out on the streets and do this thing called the Cube of Truth. So we're a group of activists, and we'll stand, like, half the group will stand in a cube formation and show footage from inside, like, UK slaughterhouses and farms. And the other half of the group will be on outreach, so they'll speak to people that approach the cube and are looking at the footage for like more than 30 seconds. So yeah, basically, like, you can feel like you'll never be able to change and like all those things, but I do know people like that have changed. Like, I know I personally was brought up vegetarian, but I did still make the transition from veggie to vegan, which is still a thing. Like, giving up dairy is like, because a lot of people say like, I think I could go vegetarian, but I don't think I'd be able to give up cheese, like cheese and milk, you know. That's what a lot of people say. So I did have to do that, like,
cheese.
yeah, and eggs, and you know, like, it was still a change to my diet, like, but if anything, like, it made me like eat healthier and come up with more interesting and flavoursome dishes, like, so
yeah, that's what I found when I became vegetarian. Like, I forced myself to, like, because then I wouldn't eat from like street food or any like junk food or fast food or of all that. So my diet would mainly be of like healthy stuff.
So
what? Sorry?
Were you saying that you were vegetarian before then?
Yeah, I was vegetarian before. I said, yeah, I found that I started avoiding junk food because I was vegetarian, and that actually helped my diet a lot, I found.
Yeah. So why did you stop being vegetarian then?
Because meat tastes good. I mean, like, it was graduation. Innit? I blame my mom and my sister. Also, because, you know, I was craving some chicken after a long time. So I grew up eating it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
was it? I was actually proud of myself, you know. I went 2 whole years, Verna. 2 years without meat. Imagine.
Wow, yeah.
Thank you.
I can imagine.
But what are the drawbacks though? Like, if you're vegan, you're not taking in all the nutrients that your body needs, isn't it? Like,
well, like, actually, I see it as by eating meat, you're actually filtering your nutrients through a dead body, like, because where do the
when you put it like that,
like the animal gets the animal gets all its nutrients from eating vegetables and grains. Like, so really, if you cut out the middleman and eat the vegetables and grains, like, then you're getting a direct source of nutrients and, like, you know, protein from plants is actually like healthier for you can, you know, because it's like you're not getting the high cholesterol and other things like that from meat.
Eat a lot of it though, don't you?
Well, not really. It's like very high in saturated fat, like, and like it's the leading cause of like diabetes. Have you seen What the Health on Netflix? That's really good. It talks a lot about the health side of things.
No, I don't have Netflix anymore.
It's a good one.
I just chill.
But
what
yeah,
about
no real drawback.
calcium, omega-3 fatty acids, and is it vitamin B12?
Well, yeah, vitamin B12 is the only one thing that you can't get directly, like, from plants, but it is fortified in a lot of products, like breakfast cereals and like vegan margarines. You can get this thing called nutritional yeast that's really good. It makes things have a like nutty, cheesy flavour, even though it's vegan. And a lot of like the soya, like meats and things and plant milks have fortified B12 in, so it's not something you need to worry about. But if it is something that you want to be extra careful with, then you can take a B12 supplement every day, and that doesn't like cause any issues. So, but I don't. I just eat as many fruits and vegetables as I can. Basically, is my diet. But yeah, and like, what was the other one? Calcium. Well, actually, basically, milk, the calcium that you get from milk, milk actually is like the leading cause of osteoporosis, because it actually makes your bones weaker, and yeah, like because it's what is it? It's like it's full of like hormones and stuff anyway, but
because of the way they process it.
Yeah, it's like yeah, it's really not good. But like some calcium vegan foods are tofu and like leafy green vegetables like spinach and kale, and like lots of nuts like Brazil nuts and almonds and like pulses. So basically you can get everything that you need from plants. And like, yeah, I think if you couldn't, then I'd probably have killed over by now, because I'm still alive and like, yeah, I feel healthy anyway.
Yeah, that's good.
I said I feel healthy, so yeah. What are you saying?
No, I wasn't saying anything. I was saying that's good, yeah. most of you vegans and vegetarians tend to live longer. Anyways,
Yeah.
that's what I read somewhere.
Yeah, that's true. It is. It's definitely a healthier way to live, and you don't harm any animals and the planet as well. Like that's the thing. Like even if you don't care about animals or your own health, everyone has surely got to care about the planet because we all live on it.
Yeah.
What was that tongue you said your friend was eating from before?
Lamb's tongue.
A lamb's tongue.
Yeah, it's a thing in Lincoln apparently.
Bro. You ever ate something's tongue,
But that's the thing, like, why is it more gross to think of someone eating a lamb's tongue than to think of someone eating a lamb's leg? Like,
I suppose it's an unusual body part to eat. I mean,
It's more common, I guess.
it could be worse. Like people eat a lot of things. A lot of parts of the world. Like, if you go to Asia, you'll think it's weird because they eat dogs and stuff. I guess that would be your worst nightmare saying all that. But yeah, and I don't know. Humans eat a lot of weird shit, man.
yeah, it is like that's the thing. Like, I had a conversation with one guy that was saying like he doesn't agree with like killing wildlife, like, and things like that, like, and then I was saying that I only recently found out that people eat pigeons, like, and I was like, what? That, like, I thought that was crazy, but then I was saying, like, but to me, it seems like it is as weird to eat a pig than like, or a cow or a sheep or a chicken, like, than any animal. Like, it's all as crazy. Like, they're all animals. They all, like, pigs are actually like smarter than dogs. They're as smart as 3-year-old children. So, like, they're intelligent, sentient beings. Like, I don't know. It is crazy world.
Do you know of any other diets besides veganism?
Say again.
Do you know of any other diets besides veganism?
Any other diet? Well, I don't really see it as a diet. It's like more of a lifestyle because it is obviously to do with your food, but it's also to do with like not consuming any product that has exploited an animal. So like clothing and all that stuff as well. But yeah, I don't know. Because that, like I say, I've never really looked at it as a diet. I'm not really a dieter type person. But I have recently cut out sugar, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, how do you feel?
True. Sugar is bad for you. I think all the studies saying that sugar is worse for you than fats.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that much about it. I just wanted to see what difference it would make, and I just feel like my head's a lot clearer, and I don't have like any dips in my energy. I'm just full of energy for the whole day.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a good result.
That's incredible. Like, you changed one thing in your diet and it had that big of an effect.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think it is quite a like. It's a drug, isn't it? Sugar, like, and it does affect your energy levels. Like, I know people that will have 3 sugars in their coffees, for example. Like, and like it's not necessarily like they were saying, like it's not necessarily even the caffeine. Like they feel like the sugar hit is what keeps them going. Like, and they don't even necessarily have to have it with coffee. Like if they just have a piece of cake or something, like it'll pick them back up again. Like, and people do rely on it. So yeah.
Apparently, it's meant to be as addictive as Coke.
It's meant to be what?
As addictive as cocaine.
Oh yeah. Well yeah. It is.
So what
But
sort
sheep
of lifestyle
is
are you?
also
Are you a raw
healthy.
vegan or a vegan?
What's what?
Are you a raw vegan or vegan?
No, not raw.
What's a raw vegan?
A raw vegan is where you don't cook your food, so you eat everything raw.
Do you know much about
But
that?
I do that quite a lot in the summer without trying, really, because like I just like eating salads and yeah, and like it is something that I would like to explore more, because obviously food retains its nutrients like a lot better when it's not being cooked at all. But in the winter I'm very much a roasty kind of girl, so yeah. Like you don't have to, like that's the thing, I think people think that veganism means that you can't eat the things that you like, but you know, there's vegan versions of everything now, like vegan ice cream, vegan pizza, like all the things, like vegan burgers. So yeah, like it is good like to explore
Is there
further
vegan chicken?
in the health side of it. But what you say?
Is there vegan chicken?
There's vegan chicken, yeah, like seitan.
Oh, again. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, go on.
it's really good actually. Obviously, I'm not.
My roommate's vegan, and she's always having like what's this? You know what corn is?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's always having like corn burgers, corn sausages, corn mincemeat.
Yeah, there's actually like lots of different brands of like vegan meats and stuff. So like Fry's family brand is really good. But you can make your own seitan if you look it up. Like it's SEITAN, and it's made predominantly of vital wheat gluten. But then it's got like beans and stuff. You do need a blender, but like it's really good. Like I've had people be like, oh my god, that literally tastes like beef, and that literally tastes like chicken, like, because you can do different types and make it different toughness levels. So you can literally make things from scratch. But yeah, a whole foods diet is definitely like where I'm personally heading. But people can eat processed stuff and like vegan like versions of meat and stuff like in the transition period and forever if they want to, but it's still healthier than eating dead animals, and there's not a victim involved. So yeah, it's definitely the way to go.
I see with your artwork you incorporate a lot of like animals in there.
Say again.
So with your artwork you incorporate a lot of animals in it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all animal related.
What was your latest one on?
My latest one was a Mother's Day collection, so that was for the cows, for the cow mums, and it was like a lot of images of like mother cows and their babies, and then I like to do repeat patterns with like lots and lots of animals in the background, like to kind of hint at factory farming and like how the mass number of it all, and like how it's like we're using animals like commodities and like they're just part of a pattern, like and stuff like that. So yeah, but I'm afraid that all I've with my artists, it was really good to chat. And thank you on the show.
Having you on. Just before people leave us forever.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I can probably guess this, but I'd rather you tell me. What inspires you?
What inspires me?
Yeah, what inspires you to make art, to do your business, to...
Well, I suppose because, like, the fact that it's that's I've always done art, like I've always enjoyed art. My mum and dad are both artists, and I've grown up drawing, so that's like probably the reason that I've ended up doing art. But obviously to continue doing it and to doing it around something that I'm so passionate about is what really pushes me. And yeah, like I have had people like make connections like over my artwork, and like have conversations with people, and like getting like encouraging people to think about the animals, like and themselves and the planet, like are all pretty important things. So yeah. So yeah, my art, I suppose my art is like another branch of my activism, really.
Oh wow, yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, I can tell you're really passionate about it as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So, where can people find you online? Or if you are having any...
on Instagram and Twitter, at Verna Poppy, and on Facebook, I'm Verna Poppy Vegan Artist, and on Etsy, I am Verna Poppy Designs.
Cool. Yeah. All right, guys. Well. Okay, I really just went completely silent.
Thanks
guys,
for coming on, Verna.
so we're gonna put all of that in the description. Thanks again for coming on, Verna. It was really good talking to you.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers, guys. I'll speak to you soon. Look forward to seeing you at another Birmingham dub night.
Enjoy the rest of your day.